Welcome to Murder Tale Shorts, thrilling, chilling, true crime at its bloody best. I'm H.N. Lloyd. Our story begins in 1960, when 15-year-old Kim Newell met a 38-year-old married travelling salesman called Eric Jones. Newell told Jones that she was 18, and they embarked upon an affair. Within a few weeks, Newell was pregnant. Jones organised a rather seedy backstreet abortion, and the couple went their separate ways. Newell went on to qualify as a nurse, and she received a job at Borough Court Mental Hospital in Reading. Here she met a married man by the name of Raymond Cook, and once again she began to embark upon another affair. Newell became infatuated with Raymond Cook, and she began to suggest to Mr. Cook that he might want to murder his wife so that he and Newell could be together forever. June Serena Cook was independently wealthy of her husband, and if she were to die, then Raymond Cook would become a very wealthy man indeed. Raymond Cook didn't have the stomach for murder, and that's when Kim Newell remembered poor old Eric Jones. Eric Jones was initially as happy and excited as a barrel full of monkeys when he accepted Kim Newell's invitation to a posh meal in the city of Chester. Over the meal, Newell told Eric Jones that she wanted him to murder her lover's wife. If Eric Jones refused, then Newell intended to tell Eric Jones's wife that he had once impregnated an underage girl. On Thursday the 2nd of March 1967, Raymond Cook took his wife June for a meal at the George Hotel in Pangbourne. On the drive home, the couple passed along a quiet country lane called Cox Hill. As they turned a blind bend, they found Eric Jones stood in the middle of the road waving frantically. June pulled the car over and wound down her window. Eric Jones approached and smashed a car wrench down 6 times upon June's head, killing her instantly. Eric Jones and Raymond Cook then pushed the car into the tree line and made it look like it had crashed into a beech tree. When PC Stephen Sherlock arrived at the scene, he was instantly suspicious. There were no skid marks on the road, and there was only minor damage to the vehicle. The windscreen wasn't even smashed. When PC Sherlock accompanied the car to the garage, the mechanic informed PC Sherlock that the car couldn't have been travelling no more than 10 miles an hour when it crashed into the tree. Then PC Sherlock had a revelation. He realised that when he had sat in the car to reverse it back onto the road, he hadn't had to adjust the car seat, which meant that whoever had last sat in the driver's seat had been considerably taller than June Cook. Also, the handbrake had been on. Who would put on a car's handbrake after a crash, especially if the driver had been killed instantly? Further investigation quickly uncovered the affair between Cook and Kim Newell. It turns out it wasn't the secret the couple thought it was. Indeed, lots of people knew, or at least suspected, the couple were having an affair. Several witnesses came forward to state that they'd seen a blue Ford Cortina parked near the scene of the crash. Police put out an appeal for the driver to come forward. This led several other witnesses to come forward. They had all seen the blue Ford Cortina entering the town of Reading late on the evening of the crash. All the witnesses agreed that there had been a blonde female sitting in the passenger seat of the car. Then the ultimate witness came forward. His name was Angus MacDonald. He had been visiting his mother and had seen the blue Cortina parked outside of her house. What's more, MacDonald's mum lived right next door to Kim Newell. MacDonald had made a note of the car's registration, and this led the police directly to Eric Jones. The trial of Kim Newell, Raymond Cook and Eric Jones commenced on Monday the 5th of June 1967 before Mr Justice Stable at Oxford Assizes. On Saturday the 17th of June 1967, the jury retired. It took them just 2 hours to return with unanimous guilty verdicts. all 3 defendants were handed life sentences. You can find a much more detailed account of this case in my book Murder Tales Deadlier Than the Mail, available exclusively from Amazon. And don't forget to subscribe to the Murder Tales podcast, which is available wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. Until next time, don't have nightmares.